All right, there we go. Try to get in there. And pleasant good morning to you. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Uh, Disaster strikes to start the show. Hey, everybody, welcome to Night Moves here for Thursday, December 18th. We'll take a look at the sports betting card here on Thursday, including a big game in the National Football League tonight with uh, the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Feels like one of the biggest games of the season so far for sure, with both teams coming in monster records here. It's the Thursday night feature for sure. Rams at Seahawks from Seattle here tonight. We've also got a few other games as well. Kind of big show, busy show, long show with a big card in the NBA, big card in the NHL. We may get to a couple of college basketball games here tonight as we get rolling here on Night Moves. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Your comments and picks are welcome as well as we go through the show. Want to hear from you, and I want to feature your picks right here on the screen. Make you the star here. I'll guide us through some of the trends and line moves. Get ready for the action here on Thursday night. Kind of an uneventful Wednesday night in terms of sports. A couple games in the NBA there, and hey, let's at least shout out DeAndre. He came through for us for sure yesterday. He gave us the Bulls there over the Cavaliers here last night on the show, and also did come through Memphis. Got the money there in that one. I did bring us the under there last night as a winner, so we teamed up there, DeAndre and I. But 2-0 for DeAndre here on the show yesterday. I'll be flying solo here tonight. Did come through yesterday as well with a couple of plays in college basketball here on Thursday as well. So make sure you settle in, join us, get ready to go here with the show, and we'll start it off here. I want to say hello. Let me go to the chat here and say hello to the folks who's joining me. Mr. Weskers is ready for his hockey fix tonight. Big card in hockey, 10 games, I believe, there for Thursday night. Mr. 4600 is here as well. There's Timmy Two Shoe. Andre is here in the chat, ready to go tonight. And Zach Rossi wants to get going here as well with his plays. Hello to Zach tonight. And Greg is here as well. So, and we did have the bowl game action there as well. Might as well talk about the two bowl games there on Wednesday night. We did come through there yesterday with the sweep in the ODU USF game. It was me that gave out Old Dominion there in that one, and then it was DeAndre who said go under in that one, and the 24-10 win over Old Dominion. And then ULL and Delaware last night, and Delaware gets the win for their first ever Division I bowl game victory over ULL. And look at those scores once again. We talk about how does some players, I don't know, maybe it's just the nature of the bowl games right now, but a lot of question marks regarding some of these outer bowl games and whether or not there's any interest in them. But I will say this, got some unders in these bowl games for sure so far in this postseason. And we'll have one more here, if I failed to mention, one more game on Thursday here. We'll preview it right near the top of the show tonight at the Xbox Bowl. I know the kids like that one. I think they all get an Xbox when they go to the Xbox Bowl. So who wouldn't want to play in that bowl? All right, and let's get to the show. We got such a long show, no time to waste. Let's get rolling here on Night Moves for Thursday, and we'll take a look at the National Football League to start us off. Here we go. The Los Angeles Rams take on the Seattle Seahawks. NFL action here for Thursday night. Welcome to the show. Both teams coming in here 11-3 right now, and battling here not only atop the NFC West standings here right now, but basically battling for that top spot in the NFC. Yeah, you got a little bit of mix in here with the Bears as well, with the Eagles. Uh, but really, well, these teams are 11-3. The Seahawks are actually in fifth place in the seedings, but only because they're not in first place. So, can the Seahawks overtake the Rams here tonight for the number one seed so far? They are at home. The move has been on the Seahawks here. The Rams opened up here mostly around uh, uh, 1 point favorite, 1.5 point favorite at some spots. Now, some of the later markets did open Seattle the favorite, but Circa opened the Rams a 1 point favorite. Now they're sitting on Seattle -2. No Devontae Adams tonight. That could be a factor in why the line has moved just a little bit. Still, the Rams have plenty of weapons, certainly in this game. I mean, you'd think they wouldn't be slowed, but man, Devontae, the king of the 1 yard touchdown reception, he's so tough on that short fade in the corners of the end zone. It's a little bit of a factor. He does more than just that. We know that when it comes to Devontae, but certainly if you look up and down the board, maybe the Rams are the better team. Slightly in maybe all categories, if you think about it. I mean, certainly they have one of the best defenses going, that's for sure. And maybe this offense, certainly with Stafford and those receivers, you'd have to consider them a little bit better than Darnold here. But, Seattle's defense at home is very, very tough. We know how tough this place is to play. So I almost want to give Seattle at least an even edge here defensively just because of the home field and the home field, I think, here in this one. The total 42, which, look, Seattle can put up points. We know that. I mean, yeah, they might be a little bit hampered because of Darnold's, I want to say, inconsistency. I mean, he's obviously been taken to Seattle just great so far and done a great job, no doubt about it. Smith and Jigba, certainly, you talk about these Rams receivers, but Smith and Jigba certainly is the best one in this game now. If Devontae's out and Puka Nacua have been practicing his controversial dance, I mean, he's getting a little bit, I don't want to say big-headed. He's a great player for sure, but maybe just keep spending time working on your game. Don't get hurt out there, Puka. Don't get hit hard. Don't get cheap shotted either here. So Cody Parkinson, I think, can pick it up a little bit of slack here for the Rams. But look beyond that, what you're really dealing with without Adams in the lineup. Now you're going down to probably Tutu Atwell. I know that Whittington, has had the numbers, but Tutu had such a standout game, not standout game, but it just felt like Tutu was getting just a little bit more rep and run. Could he surpass Whittington a little bit in the targets? I don't think the projections say that, but without Adams, you're going to have to get some other guys involved for sure. Meanwhile, Cooper Kupp, going up against his old team, you could put a little bit of the revenge factor or, what don't forget about me factor there a little bit. Cooper will have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder maybe in this game. Look, his time with the Rams was great. I don't think he holds any grudges necessarily, but you also have Rashid Shaheed starting to get in play a little bit there. Yeah, he did in the special teams for a little bit last game, but right now, it does feel like Rashid Shaheed could also play a factor here in this one. So, look, the Rams might be the flavor of the week, but Seattle is so steady too, at least at home. You have to consider them here. Look, they're the favorite now, right? What a good game this is going to be. The Rams have won 8 of their last 9 games coming into this one. They're 12-2 against the spread in NFC West road games. Their last 14. They rarely fail to cover on the road in division. I mean, when you're talking about a 12-2 record, in division, you're basically talking about the last 3+ seasons that the Rams have been able to cover most of their division road games. Rams are also 9-7. Last 16. ATS is an underdog, 13-6 against the spread. Their last 19 coming in off of a win. For the Seahawks here, they've won 8 of their last 9 games coming in. They've held 11 of their last 13 opponents to under 300 yards in the last 3 games. Seattle's offense has not scored a touchdown in the first half. It's taken a while to get that offense on track, but Seattle is 15-5 against the spread. Their last 15 coming off of a win. They're 4-2 against the spread as a home favorite this year. They're coming in here with 4 straight wins over Indy, over Atlanta, over Minnesota, over Tennessee. They're 8-3 against the spread as a favorite. This will be the second time this season the Rams will be an underdog. The only other time they were an underdog, they did lose and fail to cover the spread. The Seahawks are 5-9 against the spread in their last 14 NFC West home games. So if you compare that to the Rams and their awesome play on the NFC road, might be hard not to want to consider the Rams to at least cover these 2 points here. Could it be a 1-point game? Could it come down to a last-second field goal here for someone? The Rams have won 4 of the last 5 games in the series, and they've won 3 of their last 4 trips here into Seattle. The under has come in this series in 9 of the last 11 meetings. Even if you think about, I want to say the high-powered Rams, certainly, but remember, they're not the greatest show on turf anymore. They're just the best in the business. But this one's going to be tough. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this great game here tonight. Great game, huh? All right, here we go with Mr. 4600. He'll start it off. He likes the Rams to get it done. Plus money here. Hey, hello to Sports Fan in the chat. Greg likes the over here. Timmy says, got to take a cup TD here at home here going against the Rams. Sports Fan likes Shaheed here, not only for over on the yardage, but over on the longest reception. Could Shaheed, who maybe has lingered a little bit in anonymity when he was with the Saints, but maybe even here for the first few games. Now, I know that special teams touchdown woke everybody up to Shaheed's presence in Seattle, but could he have a breakout game here tonight? Timmy Tushu likes the Seahawks over 2.5 field goals here in this one for Jake Myers. San Francisco, the Rams right now in their, pardon me, going with the big man, Harrison Mavis in there right now. And look, he's looking pretty good here, but certainly an untested commodity as far as the Rams kicker is concerned. And, pardon me, there is some Seattle weather in the forecast. Let's just put it that way. Rain is expected here at the start of the game, although it is expected to dissipate with somewhere in the first half. It's very bizarre weather pattern. I don't even know how they can come up. The AccuWeather says clear skies until right about game time. Here comes the rain, sticks around for like a quarter and a half, and then goes away. So I don't know how they can be that exact on it. I know it's only 24 hours away here, or less than 24 hours, but still kind of a particular forecast. Greg says this one's too easy. The Rams here. Andre says Rams are the points and under. He's got Kyron Williams over in a TD, Cup over in his receptions in a TD, Parkinson over in his receptions and yards. Barner here. Look at how are you going to go under in this game with all these overs out there? It's going to be close. I guess Andre's got it at 41.5 here. It's going to be windy and raining. Our Andre says in that one, he's got over the points for both kickers. I mean, there's probably 15 points right there. How are you going to do that, Andre? You got 15, and then you got Williams with a TD. That's 21. Cup with a TD, 27. I guess it could stay under. in that one. And Timmy Choo says, "Will Stafford end up kind of flaming out in this game?" Sometimes on the road it does become a little bit tougher for Stafford. uh, Zach here, and especially this is a championship caliber game. Certainly, even if it doesn't have that postseason feel, like I said, this is basically, it feels like, for the driver's seat, the number one seed for sure. Like I said, you still have a couple of teams within striking distance. The Bears are 10-4, and the Eagles are 9-5, but doesn't feel like. Oh, and don't forget the Niners. Don't forget the Niners. They're right there as well in the pack, but these guys are a little bit clear of that. Charbonnet for Andre here, and he says also he likes the injury report here for Seattle, getting a little bit healthy on the defensive side of the ball here today. Okay, gotcha. Solos here in the chat. He says he has a limited route tree here. He's not sure that Shaheed can, well, or just basically maybe short, make it say it's a little tougher for a guy like Shaheed because maybe he's just a speed route runner. Timmy Tucci loves bad weather football. And Mr. 4600 says, bad weather, but the total go over. It rains every day in Seattle, right? That's probably why the forecast is specific like it is. Andre says he wants both teams to lose. Sports fan likes Myers over in his points. And I think Timmy thinks Stafford will be the tough one there today. All right. I guess that's it in this one between the Rams and the Seahawks here. Like I said, man, this is hardcore unders between these two teams. You don't necessarily think of it that way, but I'm going to go ahead and take Seattle in this one to get it done. Give me Seattle here. Might be tough getting that 2 points home. Maybe it even is a money line play in this one, just because of how close this game should be. But hey, we don't do that here. I'm going to take the Seahawks. I'll lay 2 to the Rams in this one. Thank you, everybody, for your comments in the chat. We just have only 24 viewers right now, but we almost had half of them commenting on the game, so really appreciate that. All right, that's going to be a great game. We got so much to do here. Let's go to the bowls here, the one bowl game here today at the Xbox Bowl here in this one. All right. The Missouri State taking on Arkansas State here in this one on Thursday night. You have Missouri State here, a 1-point favorite over Arkansas State. The total 54.5 here at the Xbox Bowl. This one is in Frisco, Texas on Thursday night. Missouri State comes in here with a 7-5 record. Arkansas State comes in 6-6. Missouri State has lost consecutive games to Kennesaw and Louisiana Tech coming into this one, but they are 7-5 against the spread also this season. Meanwhile, Arkansas State, they are also 7-5 against the spread this season. So two teams haven't met in 10 years, but this is Missouri State's first year as a 1A, up in the 1A in the FBS here. They've got a record here of 5-4 against the spread, with games featuring a single-digit spread. Conference USA teams are 4-1 against the spread this year as non-conference favorites. They're a slight favorite here. Missouri State has gone over in 3 straight games, but both these teams are under teams this season. Missouri State here 4-8 to the under. Arkansas State 4-8 to the under. Arkansas State comes in off of a win over App State, 30-29, but they did lose to ULL and to Southern Miss, losing 2 of their last 3. But again, these teams have combined 8-16 to the under here this season, and we're seeing these games go under. It feels like nobody's business right now in some of these in these postseason games at this point. We can get with your picks here as well. Arkansas State's going to be a little bit shorthanded in the receiver department. Got a couple of tight ends are doubtful. They got a wide receiver with question mark here, or both tight ends, two tight ends with questionable tags here for Missouri State. They also have a couple of tight ends with questionable tags coming into this one. So let's see what you guys might have here with these two. Arkansas State comes in having won 5 of their last 7 games overall. They're 6-2 as an underdog this season, but still got a question. Like I said, it's nearly a pick 'em here in this one. Arkansas State's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. This is basically, we made fun of the dropping the Bahamas Bowl. This was the game that kind of is replacing the Bahamas Bowl. So this one might stick around here. This season, the Sun Belt was 7-4 straight up and 6-5 against the spread versus Conference USA opponents. Let's hear from you in the chat here. This one won't get much attention playing it here right up against the NFL game, but let's see what you got. All right, I think Mr. Weskers likes the Arkansas State Red Wolves here. And I think Andre is basically saying Missouri State here plus the points and over. And Sports Fan says what everybody's thinking. These games just keep going under at this point. Although some of the games, with those unders have definitely had, quarterbacks that have been, short-term starters, if you will, short-term players in there. Some of them have not have their top quarterback in the game. Maybe that may be one question mark there about it. In this one, I'm expecting Rayner here, the veteran for Arkansas State. 3,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions so far this season, and for Missouri State, you got Clark in there. He's a senior that basically has played for 3 straight seasons, it feels like, right now for Jacob Clark there of Missouri State. So let's see here. Everybody on the under, not Andre. He likes it over. That's the one thing to consider. You might have these better quarterbacks going here. Jimmy Chushu says first half under. Zach Rossi on Missouri State here. And Greg says he'll just take what I'm taking. All right, Greg, let's take the under here in this one. Look, not so much about the previous bowls. That's pretty hard to want to compare. But again, both teams 8-12 to the under here so far. That seems pretty 8-16 to the under so far. I'm going to take the under in this one with Missouri State and Arkansas State. We've got a busy night in the NBA on Thursday. Wow, we've got a ton of games here. I think we're going with 10 games here in this one. I think there's one write-in game between the Clippers and the Thunder, so just stick it in there in the right place, if you know what I mean. And get going here right now with the NBA card on Thursday night, top of the board. The Atlanta Hawks are going to take on the Charlotte Hornets. The Hawks are coming in here. Maybe they're a little bit bigger than a 4.5-point favorite now. I was typing these in earlier tonight, but they might be up to 5 or so, maybe even a little bit higher. It feels like the Hawks spread has been going up a little bit here. And the total in this one, call it 238, 237.5 here. With the Hawks on the road, taking on the lowly Hornets. Hornets are coming in off of a win, however. Last time out, Hornets beat Cleveland 119 to 111. They covered covered 11 and a half in that one. Atlanta, meanwhile, comes in off of a home win over Philadelphia 120 to 117, but they failed to cover in that one. Atlanta's just 5-8 against the spread as a favorite this year, but they are 10-6 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Charlotte 12-10 against the spread as a dog, 7-6 against the spread at home. Now, Charlotte's been a big-time under team so far this season. They've gone under in 17 of their 26 ball games. They're 4-9 to the under at home, but Atlanta's pretty much the opposite. Atlanta's gone over in 16 of 27. They've also gone over in 8 of 13 as a favorite, and they've also gone over in 10 of 16 games on the road. So, and from you, if you want, in this one between the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets here, getting the action started here on Thursday night here on Night Moves. I want to hear from you in the chat. Let's go to the chat right now. And Hawks money line for Andre here. He says also under. He says the Hornets have the injuries here. He says maybe because of no LaMelo Ball. Yeah, he's questionable in this one. Connaughton is out. Trey Mann is out. Colin Sexton is out. Trey Young also questionable, though, here for Atlanta. And KP still out of the lineup in this one. And Timmy says the Hawks will put it to him. Sportsfan has Johnson over 7.5 assists and a double-double there. Put it in your parlay. Cal Dog on the under. Andre believes Trey will be back and ready here finally in this game. It's been a while here for sure. Young has played just 5 games so far this season. Jimmy Tushu, who's missing? Hopefully you caught it there. Greg as well. Zach Rossi here. He says he likes Atlanta here in this one. You know, Atlanta's just 3-8 against the spread against Charlotte, despite winning a lot of the games kind of outright here. Also, Charlotte's gone under now in 9 of their last 10 overall, and 8 of their last 10 games have gone under when taking on Atlanta. So I don't know, that kind of points to an under here, but I don't know if this one's going to go under. I might buck all these trends here right now with that one, but I'll go ahead and take Charlotte here. Like I said, Atlanta just 3-8 against the spread against this Charlotte team. They're not a great favorite here. I'm going to try Charlotte here tonight in this one. Man, I want to go over. I know this game is pointing under, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and take Charlotte in this one plus the points at home. You know, Charlotte just 8-18 straight up right now, but they've been at least a decent cover here. Okay, let's see here. Hey, good to see Kevin in the chat. He likes Atlanta. All right, the New York Knicks are on the road, taking on the Pacers. Will it be a bit of a high over the Pacers? The Knicks coming in off of a high. Some clickbait analysts out there saying the Knicks, too much celebrating. Hey, they're the ones that said, don't give us a banner. But, hey, if you won $500,000, you might be happy, to get a little month's worth of rent. Here, the Knicks won the NBA Cup 124 to 113. They're pretty hot here right now, obviously, having won 9 of their last 10. They're 17-6 against the spread as a favorite. I mean, wow, that's big time. They are just 4-7 against the spread on the road. However, for Indiana here, they're 8-6 against the spread at home. Indiana's been a solid under at home this season, overall 9 just 7 overs and 7 unders at home, specifying that maybe on the road they're more of an under team. However, they are 8-13 to the under as an underdog coming in. So what do you see here when the Knicks take on the Pacers? Pacers coming in off back-to-back losses to Philadelphia and Washington. Remember, a lot of these teams have had several days off. That not the Knicks, obviously, coming in off the NBA Cup. And will they be just a little bit too high, if you know what I mean, when they take on the Pacers here on the road, right? You got to go from the celebration, say what you want about it, whether or not you think the NBA Cup is legitimate or not. They had to go out to Las Vegas, play a highly intense game with all the world watching, and then they have to go on the road here to take on the struggling Pacers. They're still 6-20 right now this season. They have not, lived up to any expectations. They've, like I said, at least they're covering numbers despite the poor record. They're a decent, an okay spread team, it feels like here. But let's see how you have this one between the Knicks and the Pacers here tonight. Go to the chat here. The Knicks keep rolling, says Andre. Cal Dog likes the over here in this one. Yeah, I think I do too, Cal. Even with the Pacers and their strong trends to the under right now. But don't forget, the Knicks here. Also, let's see here. Get some more comments from you. Greg likes Indiana here. He thinks a Knicks letdown. The Knicks have won and covered 6 straight games here. Timmy says Pacers and the points here, letdown spot. Are the Knicks that type of team that would just, hey, we won, we're part, you don't think there's a little bit of celebrating there? There was. Knicks are selling what the Knicks are offering. All right. Timmy says the Knicks better take advantage. The Pacers better take advantage here, says Timmy, if they can't take advantage of this spot. Greg likes the Pacers and the points. Kevin likes the Pacers and the points. A lot of love here for the Pacers tonight. And Mr. Westwood says the Knicks have got to push it here. They've been awesome, no doubt about it. I'm kind of going with the letdown spot. I'm taking the Pacers here tonight, plus the points at this point. Maybe the Pacers have shown just a little bit of life here recently. Yeah, their wins were against the Bulls and the Kings. That's nothing special right now, and they couldn't beat Washington. But I'm going to go ahead and take them here. In this instance, I'm going to take the storyline, if you will, that the Knicks will just be a little bit overhyped. Yeah, Mr. Westwood says let down from the Cup game. Mr. Westwood, you probably didn't see the game, man. They were jumping up and down like they had won something. So they're probably a little bit high coming in off that. No doubt the better team, but they did enjoy the victory, no doubt about it. All right, and let's keep it going here right now in the next one. The Miami Heat are on the road taking on the Brooklyn Nets. The Heat come in struggling mightily here. It's the Nets that are playing the better ball coming in here. The Nets off of a win over Milwaukee, 127-82. Did they make that score up? They also beat New Orleans recently, beat Chicago. They've won and covered 3 out of their last 5. Meanwhile, for Miami here, it is a losing streak coming into this one. Man, Miami has fallen on hard times here all of a sudden, losing 5 straight games coming in, going just 1-4 against the spread. The only one they covered was the first game against Orlando in that the game prior to the NBA Cup game. Of course, they lost the Cup game 117-108 to Orlando. So Miami here having some struggles all of a sudden. Despite a 4-12 record, they're 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10 games as well. Brooklyn's won and covered 4 of their last 6 actually coming in. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. Brooklyn's gone under in 10 of its last 12 games, and Miami's gone under in 5 straight. Miami's 5-8 to the under as a favorite. Brooklyn's 10-14 to the under as a dog. Well, they've only been a favorite one time this year. Who am I kidding? Let's see if you have any opinions here in this one. I mean, you got to think this one. Look, 227. Could this one really go over? I don't know. I don't think so. Tyler Hero remains out here at this point with a toe injury. Normie Powell is questionable. Jovic is out of this game. Larson's been out for a week now. Cam Thomas still out, of course, and Highsmith is out as well. Let's see what we have in the chat from you guys, and then I'll make the call here in this one between Miami and Brooklyn here on Thursday night. Let's go to the chat. Mr. Weskers likes the Heat here. Kevin likes Miami. And Greg says, I think he's leaning to Brooklyn in the over there. Andre says, Nets plus the points. How about that? All right, and let's see here. Porter Jr. over there and over in his threes. And Zach Rossi likes the Heat here in this one. All right. Hey, I'm going to go with the under, of course, with all those. I'm going to play the trends, I think, here in this one for sure. With all those unders right now, I'll try the under here with Miami and the Nets on Thursday night. All right, here's your write-in game. I think I put it in the right spot, at least in chronological order. I think as far as the side is concerned on this, I think it's the order. I think it's actually the first game. First game on the betting board here in this one right now. Oops. A little bit of a disaster going on here, but that's all right. And so there's 2 write-in games here on the card. They actually were kind of postponements from last night. So let me just make sure I got the right lineup here with this one. There we go. All right, yeah. Thunder minus 17.5, and the total 221 here with the Clippers and the Thunder tonight. You got a Clippers team coming in here 6-20. The Thunder 24-2. Need I say more? The Clippers have lost 4 straight. The Thunder, well, they've lost 1 in a row. We know that. After dropping that Western Conference final in the NBA Cup. So what do you think when it's going to be 17-point spread here right now? Still the Thunder, 14-12 against the spread. The Clippers are 18-8 against the spread overall, although they're a little bit better on the road. They're 1-10 against the spread at home, but 7-8 against the spread on the road. So maybe sometimes they're getting enough points in some of these games, and you're not going to get a much bigger spread so far than this one this season at 17.5. Can you stomach it and want to take the Clippers here in this one, getting all those points? Is it enough for you? OKC is 14-12 against the spread as a favorite here. OKC 14-12 to the over this season. The Clippers are 8-5 to the over as an underdog here. Thunder have won 16 of their last 17, I guess, now, right? If I break it down, and they've covered 4 of their last 5, obviously, other than the Cup game there last time out. The Clippers, meanwhile, just 1-9 straight up, 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's gone over in 5 of its last 7. The Clippers have gone over in 6 of their last 9. I'm going to go over in this one. I'm not going to mess around here just yet with a 17.5-point spread on the overnight line. Just give me the over here. Yeah, the Clippers are back to kind of their underways, it seems like right now, but still, 6 of the last 9 meetings have gone over. That's what I meant to say. I think I said Clippers over in 6 of their last 9. They've actually gone under in 7 of their last 10, but 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two have gone over. Maybe Oklahoma City's going over a little bit. Kind of a rough game here. I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this one with the Clippers and the Thunder here on Thursday night. Andre likes it to be a smash victory here. OKC for Zach. Mr. Weskers will take the Clippers in the first quarter. And I think Greg is going to like the Thunder here. He says he'll lay anything up to 20 points. Timmy Two Shoes here likes OKC. And Andre says it'll be a big game here tonight for SGA. Does he hold a grudge? Or is he not happy about it? Did he want to stay a Clipper? Nobody remembers when he was on the Clippers. The Zubats double-double. Greg here. I think Greg likes the Clippers here. He likes the Clippers, but he likes the over a little more, it looks like. And Timmy Tusha says Oklahoma City does a good job covering in the first half. Sports fan likes the team total over there. Mr. Wesker says he'll take the Clippers +3 in the first quarter. I think that doesn't plus 550. Oh, +3 plus 550. There you go. Andre says he likes Zubats. And Oklahoma City, just too many points. Kevin says it's got to be a little bit of a trap. Maybe take the Clippers. All right, gang. Good one there. We move on. Next up, the Wizards will take on the Spurs. Another one-sided game here, kind of with the Spurs favored by 14.5 and the total 242. Hey, if you didn't like the last one, try this one on. Spurs come in having won obviously 3 of their last 4 games. They lost to the Knicks in the NBA Cup final here for Washington. Meanwhile, they just snapped a losing streak by beating Indiana on the road 108-89 as a 10-point underdog. Nice job there by the Wizards, but hey, they're getting a couple of touchdowns here from the Spurs here on Thursday night. The Wizards have a couple of injuries. The Spurs actually a clean bill of health here coming in, but the Wizards without Middleton here in this one. Kispert is out. Koulibaly probable. Sarr probable. Branham is questionable, but the Spurs come in here pretty much free of injuries into this game. The Thunder are just 8-16 against the spread this season. 8-14 against the spread as a dog. 5-8 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, the Spurs 7-3-1 against the spread at home this season. These two teams are combined 30-20 to the over here this season. The Wizards are 13-9 to the over as a dog. The Spurs are 9-6 to the over as a favorite. The Spurs are let's see here, 10-2 straight up or at home. So 9-2 straight up at home so far this season. Washington, certainly having plenty of issues here with a 4-20 record coming in, having lost 17 of their last 20 overall. Both teams have been trending over here a little bit, as I said, and also 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. I'm going to go ahead and take the Spurs to roll here in this one. I'm going to think they can win this one by more than 14.5 points. Give me the Spurs to roll over the Wizards in this one. Go to the chat here, see if you like this one, and we'll get to some closer games. How's that? Wizards for Mr. Weskers. And Timmy likes Dort maybe to hit his threes a little bit. Is that right? And Mr. Wesker says too many points for the Spurs. They're not covering big numbers here like that. And Andre says Spurs win and under here. Spurs defense much the best. Cal Dog likes the under here in this one. And Greg says the Spurs will be mad about the Cup game, but he still likes the Wizard. He does like the Spurs here to get it done. Sports fans got a prop on Castle over in his assists. Timmy Two Shoes got some prop action in here. Andre likes Wemby over in his points. We talked about that last game right in the NBA Cup. I said, man, it's going to be hard for Wemby to get his points prop with, if he's only going to play, 20 minutes or so like he did. Finished with, 18 points, I think, in the game. And the total, his points prop was 24. Kevin says a Spur under in this game. All right, I'm going to take the Spurs to roll in this one. Next up, the Toronto Raptors are on the road against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Raptors have been struggling here of late, but they still are 16-11 on the season. They come in here off of a win over Miami on the road. 106-96 is a 4.5-point dog that snapped a losing streak for Toronto. For Milwaukee, meanwhile, they're trying to bounce back off of that embarrassing loss on the road against Brooklyn. Man, they lost by 45 points to the Nets. They did beat Boston before that. Toronto's definitely been, was struggling a bit to the number for sure, having failed to cover in 8 of their last 10. They're also 6-10 against the spread as a favorite this year, although 7-6 against the spread on the road. Maybe Milwaukee is a team that you could look to as a dog. They are 8-7 against the spread as a dog, 8-7 against the spread at home, despite being a little bit subpar there to the number overall, just 12-15 ATS. The Bucks are 5-10 straight up as a dog, and Toronto's 11-5 straight up as a favorite. So Toronto was playing well, and they're still okay, but a little bit of a slump here right now. And, Milwaukee, they've been on a slump all season, it feels like. And what's going to happen? What are they talking about now? What are they going to do? Flip-flop AD and Giannis? Is that something they could do? Does that seem even feasible? Is that something that is serious out there? Who's floating that? And it doesn't totally not make sense, I guess, right? Are there any, do you have to take all the Antetokounmpos with you down there to Dallas? Could that really be a trade that is being floated here right now? That, I don't know, it seems like it's all over my timeline. See what you have in this one. You got 2 teams pretty steady unders so far this season, especially of late. Toronto's gone under in 7 of their last 10. Milwaukee's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. Both teams pretty heavy to the under right now. Milwaukee just 6-12 against the spread in their last 18 games, and maybe there is value on Milwaukee as a home dog right now with Toronto not quite getting it done. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one. Toronto and Milwaukee here on Thursday night. All right. Andre says Raptors and under. Timmy's got the Raptors in the first half. Just stay away from them at the end of the game when they'll choke it. Barnes over on his PRA. Mr. Wesker says AD should just retire. Hell, I don't know. If you can get traded for Antetokounmpo, you must have something left in the tank. Sportsman says right now also. Andre says maybe he'll go to Chicago. What's going on with Darko not playing his bench correctly, says Mr. Weskers. Greg here, he likes the Bucks outright. This is a big one for Greg. He's the Raptors are favored. Greg says the Bucks are going to win the game. Period. That's going to be one of the strongest plays of the season right there for Greg. The Sportsman says Barnes over on his rebounds and assists. Zach liking the under here. And Timmy says Bucks and the points as well. He likes them. Raptors win, Bucks cover. Kevin says he's our Toronto correspondent. Greg says Toronto's good at home. Mr. Wesker says the Raptors have a bad bench. Yep, and obviously here, with the status still of Antetokounmpo out here at this time, Kuzma questionable here, AJ Green questionable. Right now, Podol is probable for the game. And Greg says, unless the star players are out, take the Bucks. Well, Antetokounmpo, he's a star. He's out. So is that a factor, or are the Bucks going to play a little bit better in there without him, huh? Mr. Wesker says Raptors to get back on track. It does seem like without Antetokounmpo, this is where the Bucks are having their struggles a little bit, but they've been okay here, 5-5 ATS in the last 10, and for whatever reason, Toronto just a little bit of a rough spot here, rough patch. All right. And for me, I'm going to go under in this one with Toronto and Milwaukee. Next up, the Rockets are going to take on the Pelicans here. The Rockets are only 10-point favorites in this one. Hey, they've lost 2 of their last 3 coming in of the Rockets. Of course, the losses were to Denver and Dallas on the road. They beat the Clippers but didn't cover. The Rockets have failed to cover in 3 straight games coming in. Meanwhile, the New Orleans Hornets, they're just one of the hottest spread teams going here of late. They've won 2 straight over Portland and Chicago, but they've had some covers here, 3 straight covers, 4 out of the last 5. They did have an embarrassing loss to the Nets. Maybe the Nets are coming on. Maybe the Nets are coming on a little bit, but still Houston on the road, 10-point favorite here in this one. But New Orleans 15-10 against the spread as an underdog, 9-5 against the spread at home. Houston still 9-4 against the spread on the road, 12-9 against the spread as a favorite. Houston's won here 15 of their last. Or they've won 15 of the last 20 overall. They've also gone 4-1 against the spread against New Orleans in the last 5 meetings between the two. 4 out of the last 5 meetings have gone over between the two teams. They're a combined 30-20 to the over here so far this season. But I don't know. Houston's defense here against New Orleans, I would think that might be that they might keep them down here. It feels like a little bit. So I'm actually going to lay 10 points here with the Rockets on the road. Give me the Rockets here to bum rush the Pelicans here tonight. Rockets have owned the series of late. Let me see what the exact. I think I said what they were, right? In the series overall between the two teams. Let's go to the chat here. In this one, okay, here we go. Rockets here for Andre. And Mr. Wester says the Rockets aren't really clamping down and getting those final covers here right now because wherever Durant goes, they don't have much moxie. Segun here over his points and assists for Andre. Jimmy's got the over in this one. Sports fan likes Segun over 21.5. Greg here, he likes the Rockets in this one and the over. All right. Pelicans are bad. This is just a practice game for Houston, says Greg. Mr. Westers wonders if Duran's played any defense. Jimmy says these teams better in the mid 80s, or he can't go over. He says Houston covers tonight, does Kevin, and I'm going to take Houston with Kevin here in this one. The Pistons are taking on the the Mavericks. Pistons here on the road, favored by 5.5, maybe 6. We've seen this total just starting to creep up here again, maybe to 230.5 within the last couple of minutes. Detroit comes in here on a 4-game winning streak right now with wins over Boston, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Portland. They've covered the last 2 games, but haven't been terrific here of late against the spread, going just 3-7 in their last 10, but still they're 15-11 against the spread overall, 7-5 against the spread on the road. But remember, they're 21-5 overall. They can't cover them all. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they are 12-7 against the spread as a dog. We've already talked about them here a little bit just a few minutes ago, right? 6-13 straight up as an underdog for Dallas here. We can see how you guys want to play this one with Detroit. Laying a little bit of a number here for sure on the road. Detroit's gone over in 11 of 20 games as a favorite. Let's see how you guys have this one. Dallas games seem to be kind of flying over here right now, right, guys? I mean, 273 points last game, 230 points against the Nets. That's not huge, but it was a 218 total. They went over against Houston, over against OKC in a loss. I think the Sharps are going to be on the under here in this one. We've seen a little bit of pressure. Like I said, it just did go back up a little bit right now, but only because of the hardcore pressure from the Sharps on the under here. So Mavericks have gone 5-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 7 games. I mean, you guys can kind of make fun here of AD, but hey, when he's been in and out of the lineup like this, and he's questionable here again tonight, is he one of those guys you don't want in the lineup? Now, a lot of people have been up and down on Cooper Flagg here, but he's doing some historic things right now, no doubt about it. Yeah, there's some inconsistency out there, but that'll be gone shortly, it feels like. I got to take the Dallas Mavericks here, plus the points at home against Detroit tonight. Give me the Mavs, +6 in this one. Let's see who the chat has. Could Mr. Weskers be on it? Sports fan likes Flagg to get over. Yep, Mr. Weskers liking those Mavs. Here's Andre, Mavs and the points. Take the over as well. Cal Dog liking the over. And let's see, Greg here says, I think he likes Dallas in this one tonight. And the under. And Mr. Wester says, Dallas not the best at closing these games out, but hey, when you're a dog, right, that's more so what you want than as a favorite there. We know Dallas hasn't been a favorite too often this year. I think they're 2-6 against the spread as a favorite. All right. Greg says Dallas might even win this game. Zach likes the Pistons, though, here. And Mr. Westwood, don't be so sure. I do think Flag will be a generational talent for sure. I know Luka is heading to be one of the greatest players in league history, but I'll come back to this. I'll say here on December the 18th in Cooper Flag's rookie season, I'll say that he will be at least a minimum all NBA player multiple times. I guess that's only two, but it'll be a little bit. He might look. I think, like I said, I think he's a generational talent here right now, and great for the Mavericks here, obviously. All right. Greg says Dallas does play Detroit well, no doubt about it. But Detroit win the only other meeting so far this season, 122-110. It wasn't home. They covered 7.5, but Dallas won the meeting at home last year, 123-117. All right, I'm taking Dallas. Okay, the Orlando Magic are taking on the Denver Nuggets here. Hey, this could have pretty good game here, right? Orlando is playing pretty well there through in the NBA Cup semifinal game there, and good surge there in the NBA Cup for the Magic. Did a great job. Meanwhile, for the Nuggets here, they come in right now on a big-time winning streak. Nuggets not only winning, but getting the money in a lot of these games as well coming in. But they beat Houston last time out, beat the Kings and covered 10.5. They beat Charlotte, also beat Atlanta on the road, didn't cover in that one, but they did win and cover at Indiana. Right now, Denver 13-9 ATS as a favorite. Denver also a strong over here right now, and Orlando in this scenario kind of an over team as well. Orlando's 7-4 to the over on the road, 5-2 to the over as a dog. Denver, meanwhile, 17-8 to the over, 8-3 to the over at home this season, and they've been going over in pretty much all their games like nobody's business. I think the only one maybe was that Charlotte game. They've gone over in 9 of their last 10 games coming into this one. Denver's been a machine offensively, really. They've gone over in 5 straight at home. Magic are 7-2 against the spread versus Denver, despite maybe their recent struggles a little bit here against the number. But I don't want to say only 7 points. If anything, Denver sometimes plays a little bit of play with your food, but still, we got a good cover record. Let's hear from the chat in this one with Orlando and Denver here. Mr. Weskers likes the Magic against the spread. He says he has concerns with Denver. I think meaning just against the spread there, right? I mean, we still got to think Denver is a high caliber team that certainly is a championship contender, 19-6 overall this season. Cal Dog likes the Magic. Mr. West, you know what? The Magic, remember, they were playing defense all last year. They're starting to pick it up here again right now. And Greg here, he likes Orlando in the over. Jamal Murray always disappears. Zach Rossi likes Denver. Timmy Two Shoes says, I think Timmy Two Shoes saying only 7 points, too low, I think is what he's saying there, right? Yeah. Greg says maybe even sprinkle a little money line. And Sports Fan likes black over 8.5 PRA. And Kevin likes it to go under. Man, I was going to go over in this one as my pick. Like I said, I think Denver is a machine right now offensively. Yeah, Orlando does play a little deep, but I think it's 237.5, but I'm taking the over here in this one with Orlando and Denver on night moves here. Okay, Timmy says Jokic for over 3 threes. Thank you to Timmy and everyone in the chat. Let's keep it moving. Man, we got to keep it going. We got a big hockey card, and I wanted to look at least 4 college basketball games tonight. Lakers are on the road taking on the Utah Jazz. The Lakers are favored by 7.5 here. The total 243, maybe going up here a little bit overnight. Got a Lakers team here right now coming in here 15-10 against the spread, 10-4 against the spread on the road, but just 7-6 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, Utah, one of the best home spread teams in the league, 10-4 against the spread at home right now, still doing a pretty good job. This total 242.5. Yeah, these two teams are combined 33-17 to the over. Utah, not only 10-4 against the spread at home, but 10-4 to the over at home. The Lakers are 8-5 to the over as a favorite. The Jazz are 13-8 to the over as a dog. But man, at 242, I'm not sure I can get behind that, even though 11 of the last 14 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Lakers have covered just 4 of the last 13 between these two teams. I think I'm going to take the points here in this one with the Lakers and Utah and go with Utah at home here, plus the 7 points. Now, Markkanen is questionable for this game, but Austin Reeves still out for the Lakers here. Vincent questionable. Ayton is out. Maxi Kleber probable here. Nurkic probable. I'm going to take the Jazz here over the Lakers at plus the 7 here on Thursday night. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have here. All right, Mr. Wester says Lakers things are getting a little awkward. Sports fan says Keontae George over in his points. Timmy likes Utah and the points. Says the Lakers are not putting a full game together, I think is what he's saying there. Mr. Wester said LeBron whining about the defense. Hey, you want to say hello to Dat Kush King? And he likes the Jazz with me tonight. Thank you, Dat Kush King. All right. Zach Rossi, Jazz and under. Greg here says he likes the under in this one. Cal Dog on the under here. Let's see here. Timmy says Hachimura to knock a couple down. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jazz in this one. Some home dogs here, huh? I think I'm on them all pretty much. Oh, except the Rockets there, yeah. All right. What do we got? A couple more here, man. Long NBA card here. Let's keep it rolling with the Warriors on the road at -2. Feels like they're going up here, though. I think this little number's a little bit stale. Starting to see some 2.5s and 3s out here, but the sharp books are kind of hanging on to 2 actually right now. Total definitely at about 230, but feels like the Warriors are on the move a little bit here in the game on the road against the Suns. Big Al is out for the Warriors. For Phoenix, Grayson Allen's questionable here, but not too much going on the injury reports. Both teams have lost a couple in a row. Golden State lost to Portland and Minnesota. Phoenix, meanwhile, losing to the Lakers and OKC. Phoenix is 9-4 against the spread at home this season. Meanwhile, Golden State just 7-9 against the spread on the road here. So Phoenix has done a nice job for sure. They're just 8-8 ATS as a dog, but hey, getting a couple of points here from a Warriors team that's just 6-10 on the road this season straight up. Meanwhile, Phoenix 8-5 straight up at home. The Warriors are 11-6 to the over as a favorite, 10-6 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, Phoenix, 4-9 to the under at home, although they are 9-7 to the over as a dog coming into this one. Suns are 12-6 against the spread in their last 18 games overall, and They've Warriors are just 4-9 against the spread against Phoenix in the last 13 meetings. Phoenix has gone under in 4 of their last 5 here. In Series has gone under in 4 of the last 5 games in Phoenix. Can't read my writing here, but also 4 of the last 6 meetings overall have gone under here in this one. Let's see what you've got in the chat in this game. All right, here we go. It's going to be Dak Kush King liking the Suns on the money line. Greg says Phoenix should be favored in this one. They should win. But Kevin does like Warriors money line. Mr. Wesker's Suns against the spread. And Mr. Wesker said maybe he's tempted to take the Suns. I think we should. I want to take them. Suns at home with the points for Timmy. Warriors to win, Suns to cover. Wow, that's basically saying what Kevin's basically saying. It's a 1-point game. Solid, period. All right, Phoenix, talking about that game they played, just a few weeks ago, was 118 to 107. The Warriors actually got the money in that one. I'm not sure. Maybe I've got the wrong game. I'm showing it was 118 to 107 in the only previous meeting this season. The Warriors won and covered at home, but let me know about that one, Greg. I might have wrote it down wrong here. Zach on the Suns. And let's see here. Cal Dog is on the Suns. Andre's on the Warriors here. He likes Mooney to go over. Jimmy Two Shoes says Brooks to nail his threes. All right, I got to take the Suns to win this one. Give me the Suns at home over the Warriors here on Thursday night. We've got one game left here. All right, out west. Kings on the road taking on the Blazers. Kings come in here 6-20. Blazers are 10-16. Kings have lost 3 straight games to Indiana, Denver, and Minnesota. Portland, meanwhile, comes in off of a win over Golden State at home, 136 to 131, as a 5-point dog. Sacramento's been dismal here, ATS straight up in ATS, but 7-18 as an underdog against the spread. Meanwhile, Portland. They are 7-3 against the spread at home, but 1-8 against the spread as a favorite. 1-8 against the spread as a favorite for the Portland Trailblazers. That makes it tough to want to take them even here against the Sacramento Kings, it feels like. Blazers are 5-2, though, however, against the number in their last 7, and the Kings are just 1-7 against the spread here of late. Kings here have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two have gone under. I imagine the Kings actually could have some trouble here reaching their team total. For me, it feels like this one could be a kind of an under, but we mentioned Portland. It's so strange that not only are they 1-8 against the spread as a favorite, they're 8-1 to the over as a favorite. Coming in. So, man, what to do with this one. The two teams met back in October. It was 124-123. Portland won here at home. They were only a 2.5-point favorite in that one, and they did not cover. Let's go to the chat in this one. Wow. What to do? All right. Here we go with the chat. I need the chat in this one. Okay, Mr. Wesker, just keep fading the Kings at this point. Blazers money line. Kings will cover, says Andre. Kings for Timmy Two Shoe. Greg likes the Kings and the over here. Kevin says take the points. Mr. West, let's see here. Sports fan likes the over. I just can't get away from the fact that, look, Portland, a team that is a pretty good cover, but they're 1-8 against the spread as a favorite and 8-1 to the over. I mean, this seems like it should be Sacramento and over all the way. It feels like. But who wants to take Sacramento? Like I said, I feel like their team total should be under here, but man, I'm going with the over. I'm just going to go with the over. At 9 points, I'm going to have to figure it out here after I get off the air and decide what's going on. But I'm going to go with the over in this one like Sportsman did. Zach with Blazers in the under. Timmy says maybe he'll get to 10. Mr. Wesker says fade the Kings. Greg says, Portland getting points is good, but not laying them, I think is what he's saying there. Kings, as bad as they are, should cover, says Dat Kush King. I thought Dat Kush King would say the Kings are as bad as they ever have been. And Mr. Wesker's taking a tour of the old Del Monte factory in Sacramento, the premier tourist destination. All right, that's it for the NBA. Portland ain't no 9-point favorite, right? All right. It's going to do it for the NBA. Thanks to the chat. What a great job there. We'll better get to some college basketball here so we can let Mr. Weskers get to bed. I've taken a look at one big conference game from the 3 conferences in action and one non-conference game here on Thursday night. Let's get started. Let's go out first here to the Sun Belt with Appalachian State hosting Coastal Carolina in this one, and we've got Appalachian State here, a 3.5-point favorite, taking on Coastal. App State comes in 7-5, but they've won 2 in a row right now with victories over East Carolina and High Point. Coastal, meanwhile, comes off a 21-point loss at Grand Canyon, but they did beat Winthrop on the road before that, but they also lost on the road to Upstate. App State's 3-1 against the spread at home this season. The two teams met last year a couple of times. App State won them both and covered. They covered at home in a 23-point win, laying 8. They also covered on the road in an 64-48. Both games went under the last season when these two teams played. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go under again with these two, but we'll see what you guys have in the chat. Maybe you can get me on a side here, but I think I just probably prefer the total here. App State's gone under in 5 of their last 6, and it does seem like the series is definitely an under series here. So at 136, I'm going to go ahead and take the under between these two, but I want to see what you have in the chat. Here we go. We got App State here for Mr. Weskers, but Kevin says Coastal covers, and Andre says App cover. There's an app for that. Greg says, who won the South Florida game last night? Well, oh man, caught me there. Greg, I'm on this show on these other games here right now. So South Florida got the cover. I know that. Here's Cal Dog App State. Kevin likes the under here. And Greg here, he likes App State. I'll take the under. All right, one non-conference game here. Good one. Temple taking on Davidson. And you have Temple here coming in 6-5. Davidson's 8-2 right now. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Have the Wildcats. Dayton Davidson with wins over Mercyhurst. They got the win in the cover. And let me see here also. They failed against St. Mary's in a home loss, but they did beat Citadel at home, did not cover, beat A&T, North Carolina A&T, and covered. For Temple here, they're 0-3 against the spread on the road, 0-2 against the spread as an underdog this year, just 3-7 against the spread overall. Davidson's 4-1 to the over as a favorite. These two teams are a combined 12-7 to the over here so far this season. This one might be sneaking over here. I think at 145, it might go well over. It feels like to me in this one between Temple and Davidson. Let me go to the chat and see what you have, but I think I'm more apt to go to the total here. Temple's gone over in 7 of their last 9 games overall coming in. Temple's just 1-7 against the spread in their last 8. You know how strong Davidson can be at home. It's just 5.5 here. I say just, but you guys are a little bit on Temple, so I think I'm going to stay away from the side. Mr. Weskers is on Temple. Kevin's on Temple. Maybe Greg even likes Temple here a little bit by 0.5 point. Andre says Davidson wins and Temple covers. So a lot of Temple support in there. Take the points with Temple, Greg said. Okay, you guys are on Temple, so I'll just back off because I was thinking Davidson. Let me go with the over here in this one between Temple and Davidson. Davidson's 5-2 to the over at home so far. Thank you, gang. I've ripped my sheet, you guys. I don't know how I did that. I got to tape up my sheet. I've ripped my sheet right on the next game here. I can't even read it. Okay, there we go. One day I'm going to go to AI and read it right here like Tony and the GM tells me to do. Said read it right off the screen. I haven't gotten that. I think I'm just too old. I'm too old to do an AI script, I think. Or a typed in script. All right. Let's see. A few more here. Temple and Drake against the spread. And Cow Dog going to go over here with me. So it's a little bit tough on that spread. All right. Let's move on to another one here. I'm just going over 4 tonight. Best game from the 3 conferences that are playing tonight. Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Tech as we head to the Ohio Valley for a good one here. This one closely rated, huh? With Southeast Missouri favored by 2.5 here in this one. They come in 5-6. Tennessee Tech's 5-6. Where's my man Blake? Tennessee Tech has lost 3 of their last 4 coming in. Losses to Kentucky, Georgia, and Lipscomb. Nothing wrong with those. They did cover as a 10.5 point dog against Lipscomb. They defeated West Georgia 83-59, clobbered them. Actually, last time out did Tennessee Tech here for Southeast Missouri. They come in with a win over Chattanooga, although their last game here was actually against St. Xavier of Illinois. They also played one of your favorites, St. Mary of the Woods here. So they've had a little bit of an easy schedule to get back to a 5-6 mark here right now. They've definitely lost to some better teams, St. Louis, Missouri, St. Thomas, Iowa, NAU as well. So far, Tennessee Tech is 5-0 against the spread as an underdog this season, although 0-1 against the spread at home. Southeast Missouri is 5-3 to the over so far this season. Man, you're going to like that Tennessee Tech 5-0 against the spread as a dog so far, and you're getting 2.5 points here against the Southeast Missouri team that, I don't know, 3 of their wins have come against non-Division I opponents here, it seems like right now. Tennessee Tech's won 13 of their last 19 dating back to last year, and they're also 7-1 at home in the last 8 games against Southeast Missouri State. That one loss, however, I believe was last season, and they also lost a couple of years ago in a neutral against them. Southeast Missouri is actually the better team in the series, but dating back the last several years, Tennessee Tech has won the game at home. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tennessee Tech here in this one, plus 2.5 over Southeast Missouri State. 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over. I'd have to think this one also could. In fact, let's do a double play. I'm going to take a double play. Let's parlay it up. Tennessee Tech and the over tonight. A double play here on Night Moves from me. I like it. Tennessee Tech plus the points and over. It is 156, so I don't know if it was going to make a premium necessarily here. It's a pretty high total, but look, last time they played, did go over, although it was under this number. It went to 152, and it did go over here last year, 77-70 going over 142.5. That's not as high as this number, but I think this one's going over as well. I'm going to take Tennessee Tech and the over. All right. See if you got anything here in this one. I think Greg here, he's on maybe Southeast Missouri and over. And Kevin says, you know my favorite type of pen, Kevin, and you guys, is an auto pen. Come on, you know that. Cal Dog says Southeast Missouri here. Greg says, you got to take the over here with these teams. Yeah, they're not totally over teams necessarily. All right, and one more tonight I'm going to look at in college basketball. Let's head out to the Missouri Valley here. The Missouri Valley has a pretty good card here tonight for sure, but this is the best game with Illinois State here taking on Southern Illinois. Illinois State comes in 8-3. They were on a winning streak, but they did lose last time out to a Utah State non-conference game on the road, but they did cover. They've been a hot cover, actually. Meanwhile, for Southern Illinois, they had won 3 in a row before losing last time out at Richmond, 93-84, but they did not cover in that one. Illinois State is just 1-3 against the spread on the road. Southern Illinois is 3-1 against the spread as a favorite. Now, these two teams have been a little bit to the under here so far. Southern Illinois is 1-4 to the under at home so far, but man, this is a high total. And 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The meeting here last year was 88-79 in favor of Southern Illinois. They covered as a 1.5-point dog. And also, Illinois State scored 85 points at home in the other meeting last year between the two. I'm going over here in this one between Illinois State and Southern Illinois on Thursday night. All right, and let's see here. Greg likes Southern Illinois in the over there, maybe, and Mr. Wesker is liking Southern Illinois as well. I don't think I disagree. I'm just going to take the total. Zach says Southern Illinois. So I think you guys are on it here with Southern Illinois. They're also 3-2 against the spread at home. Illinois State just 1-2 against the spread as an underdog. So I think for me, though, I'll go ahead and take the over here in this one. Illinois State has covered 5 of their last 6 games, and they've won 7 of their last 8 now overall straight up here to get things rolling right now, and 8 of their last 10. So, okay, I think that's it for the college basketball tonight. We've got to go to hockey. We're not done. We're not even close to being done because we've got a huge hockey card here on Thursday night, don't we? Hey, we did come up with some winners last night here on Night Moves. Man, we did. We had the Florida Panthers over the LA Kings here last night as a winner. We also Let me see here. We also had, what was it? Oh, the under in the game between the Devils and the Golden Knights. We had the under there in that one, but the Devils got the win on the road in that late night game, 2-1. All right. Let's get to it here. Man, what a card here in the NHL. I'm all fired up and ready for this big card. Let's get started here with the Blackhawks on the road taking on the Canadians here. Montreal, a pretty big favorite, $1.90, total 5.5. Shaded to the over here at minus $1.20. Blackhawks have lost 3 in a row all of a sudden to fall below 500, 13, 14, and 6. Montreal, meanwhile, they're alternating wins and losses, but they're still 17, 12, and 4 coming into this one. Still a pretty big number here for the Montreal Canadiens at $1.90. They're just 3-12 as a puck line favorite. Meanwhile, Chicago 24-7 as a puck line underdog. Now, even with the $1.90, it's still a little bit tough to Chicago here on the puck line, but man, they're at +1 at even money here between these two. Let's see what you guys want to do here in the chat in this matchup. But right now, when I see these two teams, you got Chicago basically right now 1-6 straight up on the road in their last 7, and 2-5 in their last 7 games against Montreal. But Montreal, some struggles at home here for sure, 8-9, but I don't know. Is it still kind of priced $1.90? I don't think it's necessarily priced in, but they haven't been overwhelming at home, that's for sure. The unders hit in 11 of Montreal's last 14 games against Chicago, and Chicago's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, 4 straight actually for Chicago here. So see what you have in this one, but I might just go with the under here if this thing's $1.90, but I kind of want to take the Blackhawks here. Who wants to trust these Canadians with such a dismal puck line record, right? I mean, they're 25% or 20% on the puck line here, and Chicago almost 80% on the puck line. +1 is kind of even money here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. All right, Zach does want to lay it, though, with Montreal right now. But Mr. Wesker says the Hawks. Greg is on the Canadians. Timmy likes the under here. I think I do, too. Greg says just can't trust Chicago right now because of this 3-game losing streak, losses to St. Louis, Detroit, and Toronto. In fact, I mean, talk about them as such a strong puck line dog, but they've actually lost a couple here as a puck line dog of late. They didn't get it done against Detroit. They didn't get it done against Anaheim. They've kind of been going down here a little bit of late. But I'll try them for sure. Give me the Blackhawks here in this one. I'll take them +1 goal at even money. Give me the Blackhawks in this one. +1. I'm not going to lay 1.5. Give me +1 here at I think it's a probably even money. And let me fire up the goalies too. Make sure we got at least most of these right. Showing Knight and Dobish there in this one on Thursday. All right, here we go. Let's move on. Yeah, so show some sites with potentially Fowler in here for the Canadians. Look, they're rolling with their hot young rookie a little bit, but Fowler all of a sudden, with such a solid start for him. He's 1-1-1 right now. It's still a 3.31 goals against. Let's see what happens with more games, but Canadians are 21-12 to the over, 12-6 to the over at home. All right. All right. And let's move on to the next one here right now. We've got the Kings on the road taking on the Lightning. Kings come in here 14, 10, and 9. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay 18, 12, and 3. Tampa Bay, a big favorite here over the Kings tonight, $1.85. And the total here, I'm showing it 5.5 over 20. For the Kings, it looks like Phoenix Copley here. The Kings have some injuries right now, some goaltending issues. So Copley makes a call up here as Kemper is going to be out now for a while with that upper body injury. Philip Danault, he is questionable in this game for Tampa. Hagel is questionable here as well. Hedman's out right now. He headed to the IR. There's been some injuries here a little bit for Tampa Bay, and the Kings are on a 4-game losing streak here right now, losing to Seattle, Calgary, Dallas, and Florida. 2 tough teams there for sure of late, but Kings are 8-3 as a puck line underdog. Tampa Bay 7-19 as a puck line favorite here in this one. See what you guys have here with this matchup between the Kings and the Lightning here on Thursday night. Tampa Bay has won 9 straight meetings against the Kings at home, and the unders come in for the last 6 meetings between the two. The Kings have gone under in 4 of their last 5 overall here. Kings definitely having some issues here right now. They're 4-7 here as a dog. Maybe I could just lay 1 goal here again, possibly with the Lightning, because I think this is a good matchup for the Lightning here right now. They're starting to play a little bit better. Yeah, they've lost the last 2 here, losses to the Islanders and to Florida, but I'm going to go ahead and take them here in this one. I'm going to take them again, -1 goal, and I'm going to take the Lightning -1, -120 in this one. I'll take the Lightning over the Kings here on Thursday night. See what you say in the chat here with this one. Greg likes Tampa also here, and he says that Tampa will roll. Who is Phoenix Copley? Phoenix Copley's been around with the Kings. He's been there pretty much their number 3 goalie, although he's also been called up at times to serve plenty of times here in the Kings lineup. He is a veteran in this organization right now, and he actually was on a pretty good streak there for a short time. I think it was even last season we came up and did a pretty good job. So we'll see. There is some talk that the Kings could have. No, I think it is going to be Copley, though, for sure here in this one. So we'll see. I'm sure it could. I show some of the sites actually have it as Forsberg and my man Jonas Johansson, but I thought it would be the other way around. So we'll see on this one, but I'm going to take the Lightning -1. The Leafs and the Caps here on Thursday night. You got the Caps here, $1.55. Total 5.5 here in this one. The Leafs are 15, 12, and 5. The Caps are 18, 11, and 4. Washington's actually lost 3 straight coming in to Carolina, Winnipeg, and Minnesota. Meanwhile, for Toronto, they come in here off of a 3-2 win over the Blackhawks, snapping a 2-game losing streak to San Jose and Edmonton. You have here, like I said, $1.55 with the Caps right now. The Caps are 10-5 at home this season, 14-8 as a favorite. Toronto is 5-2 in their last 7 visits to against Washington. here. They've also, I believe, had some road victories here of late, right? They actually are coming off of a long homestand right now. Toronto's gone under in 6 of their last 7. Coming into this one, Toronto's also won 9 of the last 13 over the Caps overall here. I'm going to take Toronto in this one as an underdog. I'll take a little bit of an upset here. Give me the Caps and give me the Leafs here in this one over the Capitals right now. Washington is 11-11 as a puck line favorite, and they're laying a massive number here. Meanwhile, Toronto 7-4 as a puck line dog. Washington just 7-10 to the under at home. Toronto is 7-5 to the over on the road. I'd probably lean under, but I'm going to take Toronto as an underdog in this one over the Caps. Yeah, it could be Woll and Thompson here. We'll see. If that actually ends up being the matchup. Some of the sites do say that Lindgren could be in goal here on Thursday night. All right, let's see here. We've got Zach on the Caps. Greg says 3-2 Caps, I think, there. Dak Kush King says, you got to take the Caps, Ramon. The Leafs are awful. Come on, Dak Kush King. You got to stick behind these guys a little bit here. They're still over 500 to a certain, yeah, on the road. Maybe they're not as good here, but I think the price is okay. I think it was more what I'm interested in. Okay, me and Timmy are going to go with Toronto a little bit. Chetrin here for Timmy. The Edmonton Oilers on the road taking on the Boston Bruins. Edmonton, maybe they're going to get it in gear here now. They have a solid goaltender in Tristan Jarry. Hopefully he'll be in here for the Oil tonight on the road, taking on the Bruins and Jeremy Swayman. The Bruins have been clicking, that's for sure. They're coming in off of a win over Utah. They also have recent wins over New Jersey, St. Louis, and Winnipeg. They did lose to Minnesota on the road. Meanwhile, Edmonton's won 3 of their last 4 wins over Detroit, Toronto, and Pittsburgh. They did lose to Montreal, but got Boston here, an underdog to Edmonton in this one. Yeah, Edmonton, now with Jarry, they should, they're trying to make sure that they have a better goaltending situation, but Boston's 12-5 at home right now, 17-12. Straight up as an underdog this season. I mean, look, Edmonton's looking a lot better here all of a sudden, but Boston's the one that's also been in a pretty good run here, it feels like, of late. Boston has won 10 of their last 12 games at home, 5 of their last 6 overall. I think that maybe kind of offsets some of that Edmonton recent success. Both teams have gone over in 5 of their last 7 games coming in, and maybe this game could point to a little bit higher scoring. We'll see if Jarry is the total answer here right now, but these two teams have been mostly an under here, 3 straight unders, all Edmonton wins, including last year here. It was 4-0. Edmonton got the win back last January. So I'm going to take the Bruins here as a dog over Edmonton on Thursday night. Go to the chat here with you guys and see what you have. Oilers are money. Greg says take the Oilers. Oilers and under here for Zach. Yeah, could this be the thing that the Oilers need to have a solid goaltender in there most of the time here with Jarry? And hopefully he'll be in the guy in here. Boston 23-6 is a puck line underdog. Edmonton 9-18 is a puck line favorite. All right, next up, the Minnesota Wild. They're on the road here, taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Minnesota coming in 20-9 9-5 with a big time winning streak here right now. Columbus just finally snapped a losing streak, beating Anaheim 4-3 at home. We said it would be 4-3 there in that game at home. We said it'd be 4-3 Columbus, right? They did snap that losing streak here. Did the Blue Jackets here in this one, but still, you got Minnesota, just $1.20 favorite in this one, 6.5 under 20. It would seem like Minnesota a much better team here right now between these two. I mean, Columbus is struggling just because they got one win, but Minnesota's won. 5 straight. They've also here won 9 of their last 12 against Columbus. They've won 6 of their last 8 on the road overall coming in. The unders come in 13 of Minnesota's last 18 games, and 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under here. Maybe this one is kind of says, Columbus, maybe it's a little bit of a tarp, huh? Because who'd have think that Minnesota would only be $1.20 here? At least Columbus is 7-5 and 4 here. Let me get the exact record here at home, but Columbus is over 500 on the road. Right now, they are 7-5 and 3 at home, but they are 6-17 as an underdog. Meanwhile, Minnesota 8-6 on the road. 8-6-1 overall. I got to take them though. Still, I'm taking Minnesota here over Columbus. Good on you, Columbus, if you get this one. Columbus has been pretty strong against them here at home. They did beat them, or no, Minnesota won the meeting here last year at home, 3-1. First meeting this year was a Columbus victory at Minnesota, 7-4. Okay, here we go with a Cal Dog likes the Wild. Greg says he likes the Wild too in a high-scoring game, and Zach likes the Wild. I got to go with the Wild. Call me square in this one, but I'm taking the Wild. Hey, we're almost home free here on our NHL card. Still 5 games to go, but let's take a look at the next one here with the Pens. On the road here, a big dog to Ottawa, $1.80 total, 6.5 under at -115 there. Pittsburgh comes in 14-9-9. Ottawa 15-13-4 coming into this one. Showing Silovs here and Hallmark, so I guess no Skinner in this one for the Penguins, although Pittsburgh here on a big-time losing streak. We know that. Let me cover it here. Some of the sites do have Skinner in there, but we'll see. But Pittsburgh is on a losing streak right now for sure. In fact, they lost here. Not only were they losing at home. So maybe they're just happy to get out on the road. They're 14-9, 14-9-9, right? They're 8-3 on the road. We just saw them lose, I think, 5 straight at home, a total flub of the homestand. But they go back on the road where they're actually kind of solid. Funny enough, Ottawa, meanwhile, 6-6 at home this season. They're slightly over 500 here as well. Ottawa's 19-13 to the over this season. 13-9 to the over is a favorite. Pittsburgh's 13-7 to the over as an underdog. Pittsburgh never plays well here. They're 0-6 straight up against Ottawa and 1-7 in Ottawa. So it's just been a bad matchup for the Penguins, although they did win the last time they played 1-0. They've actually split 2 of the last 4, but Pittsburgh's on a 6-game losing streak, and they're 1-7 in their last 8 games in Ottawa here overall, and 2-6, I believe, versus the Senators in the last 8, if I got that right. Both teams have been kind of going over here, as I said, but maybe a little bit less so for Pittsburgh on the road. But Pittsburgh's 4-1 to the over in their last 5 games, and Ottawa's 7-3 to the over in their last 10. I'm going to take Ottawa here on the puck line in this one. Give me the Senators here over Pittsburgh. Man, I don't mind the over at all either. That'll probably make my card somewhere, but I'm going to take the Senators here on the puck line in this one for a little bit of plus money here. Give me Ottawa. In fact, let's see. Yeah, I'll take them on the puck line. -1 is at -110. That might be a little safer here, but I'll take Ottawa on the puck line on our show. But if you want something closer to a pick 'em there, I'd say -1 would be the preferred. Here's Zach on the Senators. Greg likes it 4-3 for Pittsburgh here. He's got an upset. Timmy likes the Penguins as well. And Jimmy says Crosby for a goal. Cal Dog says Penguins money line or puck line. He likes Pittsburgh in this one. The Philadelphia Flyers on the road here, taking on the Sabres. Sabres are hot coming in, having won 3 straight here right now. Wins over Edmonton, Vancouver, and Seattle, all on the road to close out a road trip. It's amazing what these teams do, right? We always say, oh, they're getting tired. Well, it seems like they play their best when they're getting kind of, maybe it's that you get laser focused a little bit when you get kind of like me on this show when I'm picking winners. When you're tired. Philadelphia here, meanwhile, man, they are competitive. They give you their best effort every time out, it seems like right now, no matter what. Even when they're an underdog, they're just always in these games. Man, the puck line is on fire right now for Philadelphia. They're 19-4 on the puck line. Meanwhile, Buffalo just 4-8 is a puck line favorite. Now it's a big price here for Philly. I'm probably more apt to just maybe take them out right here, but don't fault the Sabres. They're on a little bit of a winning streak here right now. And meanwhile, Philadelphia's lost 3 of their last 4, but they're coming in off of a win over Montreal, and their losses were to VGK and back-to-back games in a home against Carolina. So for Philly, they are 4-1 on the road right now in their last 5, and also won 4 out of the last 6 against Buffalo overall. So I think that kind of gives them an edge here despite Buffalo's home success. Buffalo's 9-5 straight up at home, but Philadelphia's 7-4 on the road. Like I said, both teams feel like they're trending under here recently. Philadelphia 5-1 to the under here in their last 6 games, and Buffalo's gone under in 8 of its last 11. I'm going to take Philadelphia here on the road as an underdog over the Sabres here on Thursday night. Your plays are welcome in the chat in this one. Here we go with under here for Timmy Tushu. Dat Kush King liking the Sabres here. So does Zach. Cal Dogs with me on Philly. And Greg says the Flyers will win 4-2. All right, just a few more to go here. Great job, team. The New York Rangers are on the road taking on the St. Louis Blues. Come on, you guys. It doesn't get, I don't know what you can, if it's handicapping, if you just kind of play the numbers as they are or whatever, but here you go. You got the Rangers on the road, right? This is where you take them 12-5, but they are favored here, or they're just 9-10 as a favorite. St. Louis 11-8 as an underdog this season. This is where they've actually been pretty good too. So maybe a little bit of a tough one here. Both these teams, though, solid unders in this rule. We already know the Rangers are a massive under this season with basically two-thirds of their games going under. They're also 6-13 to the under as a favorite. St. Louis is 6-13 to the under as a dog right now. Crazily enough, St. Louis has won 5 straight meetings at home against the Blues here, and the Rangers have lost 5 of their last 6 games overall, despite the fact that they win on the road. They, however, lost at home to Anaheim and Vancouver recently. So, this one's tricky. The unders come in, and the Rangers 5 of their last 6, and the St. Louis under in 4 of their last 6 at home. But like I said, as a dog here, total under. As a favorite for the Rangers, total under. I got to go under in this one. This one reeks of 2-1 here on Thursday night. I'm going under in this one with the Rangers and the Blues. Like I said, the Blues, for whatever reason here, they Rangers won the last meeting 3-2 at home back on November 24th, but the Blues won here last year 3-2, and they won the matchup in New York 5-2. So Blues have won 3 of the last 5 meetings straight up against these two. So I don't know about the Rangers necessarily on the road in this one. The Blues seem to have their number a little bit, so give me the under. Let me go to your comments on this one here real quick. And we have Greg likes the Rangers here 3-2. Zach says Rangers in this one. Timmy says Rangers in regulation and take Zibanejad for an ATG. All right, just 2 more to go here. And we have the Kraken at home here, minus $1.70, and the total here 5.5. Shaded to the over, I think, at minus $1.20. Seattle comes in here 12-13-6. Calgary's 13-7-4. Calgary's been playing a little bit better of late, but Seattle's lost 3 straight coming in here. Losses to Utah, Buffalo, and Colorado. Calgary, meanwhile, they've been playing pretty well. They did get blown out by San Jose. I lost that one, but probably a bad call for sure. But they've been playing a little bit better. They've been playing very, very competitive of late. But, man, $1.70 at home against anybody? Maybe, maybe not. Let's hear from you guys in this one. You have a Seattle team, though, 9-17 as an underdog this season. Calgary, just 3-3 as a favorite. I don't know if they're deserving of $1.70, but they are 7-5 at home here this season. Calgary just 3-3 as a puck line favorite. Seattle 17-9 as a puck line underdog here. Calgary's been a solid over this season, 21-13 to the over, although just 7 overs and 7 unders at home and 3 overs and 3 unders as a favorite. That might throw some caution here. Seattle's lost 9 of their last 10 and 5 of their last 7 on the road. Meanwhile, Calgary's won 4 of their last 5 at home straight up. They're 11-3 straight up at home this season, which might be overlooked. Like I said, they on the money line. I'm sorry, 7-5 at home this season, 11-3 as on the puck line at home this season, but some of those have been as an underdog. So let me get it straight. Seattle's gone under in 8 of their last 12. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I'm going to take Calgary here, minus a goal, I think, in this one, that minus 110. Give me Calgary here, minus 1 tonight. And I'll take them. That's basically a pick 'em price here, I think, with Calgary, and I'm going to take them in this one. Calgary's won 3 straight in the series. The teams here, Calgary won the last 3 games by a combined score of 10-5. I'm going to take Calgary minus 1 over Seattle in this one. Greg likes the Flames here as well. Timmy says it's too high of a price. You got to take Seattle here. Nice to see here. Mark Kanujaraj in the chat. How'd I do, Mark? Mark Kanujaraj. Hope I got that right. I don't think it's Mark K. Hanujaraj. I think it's going to be Mark Kanujaraj, or it could be pronounced Hanujaraj. Nice to have you, Mark. Timmy's got Montour to score. Cal Dog likes the Kraken in this one. All right, we got one more here. You got the Stars on the road. Man, a 220 favorite here. Total 6 under. Got to update the line here. 220. Uh, Dallas coming in 22, 7 and 5. But San Jose's been nice, haven't they? They've won 3 straight here right now again. And 17, 14, and 3, doing a real good job this season. Wins over Toronto, Pittsburgh, and Calgary here of late. Dallas, meanwhile, they haven't been playing that great. They did just smack LA for sure, but they lost to Minnesota. They lost to Florida. They did pick up a couple of wins, but they're playing these one-goal games for the most part. Still, Dallas, one of the best road teams in the league. Can't argue with that. They've got 11 road wins so far this season. They're 11, 2, and 4 on the road. Meanwhile, for San Jose, though, a good home record, 10, 5, and 3. And with this big spread, Dallas is just 6 and 21 on the puck line so far this season. San Jose is 24 or as a puck line favorite, should be noted. And San Jose, who the craziest thing about San Jose this season, and just consider, they're up almost 7 units at home this season. They're, I believe, the most profitable team in the league at 10 and 2/3 units so far this season. Boston is number 1. But San Jose here has been an underdog in every game this season, and technically they're above 500. So maybe you could consider them here in this one, even against the powerful Dallas Stars. I don't know. Dallas, let's be fair, they've won 15 of their last 20. They've won 7 straight against San Jose. They're also 8 and 3, their last 11 on the road. So, yeah, probably the strongest side, but for the price, I mean, are you really going to trust them here? Dallas has gone under in 6 of their last 8, and San Jose has actually gone under in 14 of their last 20 games coming in to this one. So San Jose 15 and 19 to the under this season, and Dallas 11 and 16 to the under as a favorite here. Let me hear from you, but I'll make my call, I think, in this one between Dallas and San Jose. I think I'm going to take San Jose. I'm going to take them plus 1.5. I think I'll take San Jose plus 1.5 at minus 140 in this one. Give me the Sharks here on the puck line. I got them as a 1-goal game here, but it could be an under. It feels like here lots of Dallas games are. Go to the chat and the show's over. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Wow. Knocking it out of the park here with 2 hours of sports talk with you here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Here is Stars puck line for Zach. Greg likes Dallas to win it. Dat Kush Kings with me on the Sharks, plus 1.5. Timmy says go over. I think Cal Dogs on the Stars, or maybe the over. Thanks, everybody, for a great time here tonight. I don't know about you, but hey, when I'm in the middle of the night, I like to talk a little sports and sports betting with the public here. We had 3 dozen of you here kind of hanging out with me here tonight. Also, thank you for everybody watching the Night Moves shorts and then over the single game clips. Really appreciate all of those viewers as well if they get a chance to hear me here. So we'll be back tomorrow with more sports betting action. It'll be a little bit lighter card for sure tomorrow night, but well, what do we have tomorrow night? We've got, what we've got. We've got the college football playoff. There's 3 football games on Friday as we head into the weekend. Man, we've got Kennesaw and Western. We got 2 bowl games. Can't be ignored here with the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Kennesaw, and Western Michigan. Everyone's favorite, the Gasparilla Bowl with Memphis and North Carolina State. And then college football playoff action with Alabama, Oklahoma. Can't wait for the games to get underway in college football here this weekend and get to those second round games. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. Don't forget to join Tony and his panel on the Tony's Picks Morning Show here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific. And Rod gets you to the happy hour, getting ready for the primetime action at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. And don't forget to join Vegas Al here. He precedes me with his look at the betting card each day on the Look Ahead Show. So thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. I want to thank everyone in the chat for listening to me. I know it's great to have DeAndre, but you guys get me through the show. Thank you to Sports Fan Zach, also Mr. Weskers, of course, here, and Cal Dog as well, Timmy Two Shoes. You guys did an incredible job with me here tonight. Man, was really happy to have you all in here. Make sure you join me here tomorrow. I'll be back with more Night Moves. Don't forget, join us over at Tony'sPicks.com. That's where you'll find our premium picks, absolutely our best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. And I had 3 plays on the card here, kind of a lighter night for me there with the just the college basketball for me. But hey, we did hit 2 of our 3 plays there yesterday. Let me go over to Tony's Picks and see who was hot here on the boards anyway. There we go. And who do we have? We got Mr. Bittler, 5-1. Shane Mickles, 6-1. There's Stephen Duncan, another nice night, 5-2. Kevin Thomas there, Ron Crawford, Mr. Higgs. Look at the cappers there on fire yesterday. I could only manage a 2-1 here yesterday, but I'm on there. Al Ninos, Rod's on there as well. I had winners here yesterday with South Alabama. I'm sorry, UL Monroe plus 11, and I had Santa Barbara and Green Bay under 147 there yesterday. So we knocked out a few winners there. Make sure you join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Why not get my 3-day all sports pass and ride with me here this weekend there? I'll be firing away here. Just $99 get you 3 days worth of my top plays. Absolutely my best plays. You might see me on some other shows and some other channels, but just know that my absolute strongest plays on the card are here, right here at Tony's Picks every day. So make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages here every day over at Tony's Picks. Not only from me, but from all the cappers here at Tony's Picks. All right. Thanks again to everyone in the chat. Really appreciate it. And can't wait to see you back here again tomorrow for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.